everyone. I'm going to give you my predictions for the Week 9 college football games. So, first off, I have Virginia versus UNC. I think Virginia Tech will be able to win 28 to 17 because I just think that the way UNC's been playing, I don't think they've been playing the greatest, and I just think that Virginia will be able to play better football. I think they'll be able to execute on both sides better than UNC. I just think that UNC won't be able to win against Virginia. The next game is Alabama versus South Carolina. I think Alabama will be able to win 27 to 14 because I just think that Alabama is the better team. I think South Carolina will try to put up a good fight, but I think South Carolina will make more errors than Alabama, and I just think that Alabama will walk away with this win. The next game is South Florida versus Memphis. I'm not really familiar with these two teams, but of what I've heard and seen, I think South Florida will be able to beat Memphis 38 to 24 because I just think that South Florida's just better at football than Memphis. But I think Memphis will put up a good fight against South Florida. But I think in the end, I think it'll come down to who makes the more errors, and I think Memphis will make more errors, and I think South Florida will win this game. The next game I have is BYU versus Iowa State. I think Iowa State will be able to win 31 to 17 because just the way they play, I think they're more aggressive than BYU, but I think BYU will make more errors, and I just think that Iowa State will be able to play aggressive, play faster, and I just don't think BYU will be able to keep up, and I just think Iowa State will walk away with this win. The next game is Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. I think the score will be 27 to 20, Oklahoma winning. I just think this will be a really good game. Both teams fighting as hard as they can to win this game. But I think in the end, Ole Miss will make more errors. I think they'll won't be able to keep up with this Oklahoma team. And I think Oklahoma will be more aggressive. They'll be more fast. And I think they'll make less mistakes. And I just think that Oklahoma will win this game. The next game is Baylor versus Cincinnati. I think the score will be 42 to 38, Cincinnati winning. I think this will be a really good game, probably one of the best of the week. I think both teams will fight their hardest. Both will be aggressive. Both will play hard. Both teams will put up a good fight, but I think in the end, Baylor will make more mistakes, and I just think that Cincinnati will be able to get the edge and win this game. The next game is Syracuse versus Georgia Tech. I think the score will be about 21 to 7, Georgia Tech winning. I just think that Georgia Tech's better than Syracuse. I just think the way Georgia Tech's been playing, I think they've been decently good. And I just don't think Syracuse will be able to stop Georgia Tech. I just think Georgia Tech will walk away with the win. The next game is Oklahoma State versus Texas Tech. I think the score will be 31 to 10, Texas Tech winning. Because I just think that Texas Tech is faster than getting off the ball. I think they're more aggressive, and I just think that they execute on both sides of the ball better than Oklahoma State, and I just think that Oklahoma State will make more errors, and I just think that Texas Tech will walk away with the win. The next game is Wisconsin versus Oregon. I think this will be the biggest blowout of the week, with the score of 45 to 3, Oregon winning, because I just think Oregon's just the better team. They execute on both sides of the ball better. They are more aggressive than them. They're faster, and I just don't think Wisconsin can keep up with them. And I don't think Wisconsin will put up a good fight against Oregon. I just think Oregon will be able to walk away with this win. The next game is Stanford versus Miami, and I think this will be another close game with a score of 21 to 17, Miami, Florida winning. Because I just don't think Stanford will be able to match the level of Miami, Florida this game. And I just think that Miami, Florida will be just a little bit better than Stanford, but I think both teams will put up a good fight. But in the end, Miami, Florida will crawl away with this win. The next game is Texas versus Mississippi State. I think the score will be 38-17, Texas winning, because I just think that Texas is a better team, but I just don't think Mississippi is going to put up much of a fight. I don't think they're as fast as Texas. I don't think they're as aggressive as Texas, and I just think Texas is the better team and will be able to win this game. The next game is Texas A&M versus LSU. I think this will be the closest game of the week, with a score of 31-30, Texas A&M winning. Because I just think that both teams will put up a good fight trying to win against each other. Both teams being aggressive, being fast, being hard. But in the end, I think LSU will make more mistakes than Texas A&M, and I just think that Texas A&M will barely walk away with this win. The next game is Missouri versus Vanderbilt. I think the score will be 17-7, Vanderbilt winning. I just think Vanderbilt's been playing really good football recently. I just think that won't stop now, and I just don't think Missouri will be able to win against this Vanderbilt team. And I just think that Vanderbilt's the better team. They're more aggressive. They're more disciplined. I just think Vanderbilt will be able to win this game. The next game is probably the game where rivalry. Tennessee versus Kentucky. I think this is the biggest rivalry of the week that I was trying to say. I just think that Tennessee will be able to win 45-40. I just think both teams will be trying their hardest to beat each other. I think being both teams don't like each other, and I just think that Kentucky won't be able to keep up with Tennessee, but I think they'll put up a good fight against Tennessee. And I just think Kentucky will make more errors, and I just think Tennessee will barely walk away with this win. The next game is UCLA versus Indiana. I think the score will be also close, 21-20. UCLA winning. I just think they've been playing really good recently, being able to be like Penn State, for instance. And I just think that Indiana will make a few more errors, but not many. Both teams will put up a good fight, but in the end, I think UCLA will be able to win this game. The second to last game is Colorado versus Utah. I think the score will be 20-17, or Utah wins. I think Utah will be able to win against Colorado because I just think they're more disciplined, more aggressive, more fast. I meant to say. I just think that Utah's the better team and will win this game. And the last game of Week 9 is Northwestern versus Nebraska. I think the score will be 21-0, Nebraska winning. Because I just think that Nebraska's better than Northwestern. I don't think Northwestern will put up much fight against this Nebraska team. And I just think that Nebraska is better disciplined. They're more aggressive, more harder, more fast. And I just think that Northwestern will put up a good fight. They won't be able to keep up with Nebraska, and I think Nebraska will be able to win this game. So if you like this video, make sure you go watch my other predictions for college football, and make sure you subscribe to never miss a video. I hope you guys have a good day.